Yo, what is going on, y'all? Clavy123 here, playing some Ark. So today I figured we'd go through resource crops, because I'm playing on a modded server. It's my buddy's server. If you want to join, it's free. One-click install for all the mods. It's fantastic. Just go to dustysranch.arkers.io. I'll have a link in the description. Yeah, like I said, there's a whole list of mods there. One-click install, downloads them all for you. Easy peasy, fantastic. So to get started in resource crops, what you're going to want to do is you have to get the engrams for the seed bench. This guy here. And you also have to get the magic seed, obviously. So yeah, once you make that, we'll just place it down here somewhere. It's real simple to make. All it takes is 20 hide, 5 metal, 50 stone, and 80 wood. So once you make that, you'll place it down here, and this is what your UI is going to look like. Obviously, not including the stuff that's already in here. So the way you're going to start is you're going to make a large crop plot. And from that, you're going to progress through the stages of levels of crop plots. So you start with Zweiessen, Dryessen, Vieressen, Funfessen, Tech Plot 1, and then Tech Plot 2.0. So how you get started is you're going to want to get some Inescence, magical Inescence, and from that you create the magical Zweiessen, magical Dryessen, magical Vieressen, and magical Funfessen. It gets exponentially harder to get each, right? Because one magical Funfessen takes 64 Vieressen, 32 Dryessen, 16 Zweiessen, 8 magical Inescence. So to start, you get your tier 1 seed, which is the magic seed. Takes rare flowers and rare mushrooms, which you can get from destroying crystal. You'll find them in beaver hives, etc. You can always look that up. It's real easy to find them. And the plant species X you find all over swamps. On the center map, you find them at the bottom of the pillars that stretch out to the floating island. And on Ragnarok, you find them west of the bridge near the swamp area. So moving along, once you have a magic seed, you will plant it out here in your crop plot. So I've got mine set up here already. This what I'm using right here is the AA Cauldron. The way it works is it's got it counts as a water source block. You don't have to fill it, and it's always got 1,000,000 water in it. And you are able to attach pipes to it, as you can see, which is really convenient for this video. So you start with your large crop plot here. I have a magic fertilizer in each. I'll go on and explain what that is in a moment. So this is the seed bench, and the way it works is once you have the magical essences, you come to the magic tab, and this is how you upgrade to the next essence. This is going to be really important when you're starting out on how to make the next tier seed. So to start, you're going to go to Farming, Seeds, Tier 1, and you will make a magic seed. Takes rare flower, rare mushroom, plant species seed X. You get the rare flowers and mushrooms from destroying crystal and from beaver's dams. I'm sure there's other ways. Look it up. It's real easy. Plant species X you find all over the swamp. It's probably the easiest one to find. On the center, you can also find them at the base of the pillars, stretching out to the floating island. And on Ragnarok, you can also find them west of the bridge, right before the swamp area. So for making this seed, I've got these two functions here from one of the mods. This one allows me to pull any item that's a vanilla item. So let's say I needed wood, for example. It'll show me every dinosaur structure, everything around me that has wood in its inventory, and how much. You pick the quantity or all and hit pull. And then this little beauty right here, you can type in any number here. Let's say I wanted 1,000 magic seeds. I'll click this button and it'll pull all the resources from those structures and dinosaurs, trying to make 1,000 crafts. Now let's say it can only pull enough resources to make 502 crafts. It'll tell me pulled for 502 crafts, missing resources, and it'll list what you're missing. Super easy, super awesome. But we're going to do one. We want the magic seed. So we'll double click that and we'll start crafting. Now, one thing you're going to find in resource crops is instead of planting these crops and letting them grow and letting them grow. The faster way to do it, so you'll see you'll plant it in your crop plot, because this will be before you have the better crop plots. But the way it works is it'll grow, it'll turn into a full-size plant and start fruiting, but it'll only do one large fruiting session one time. So you will see how much it produces, but once it's a full-size plant and stays as a fruitling, for some reason you'll only get about 1 or 2 probably every 30-40 minutes. It's really inefficient and not that great based on how much you get the first time it fruits. So you can see now it's done. We just got 220 magical Ionescent and our magic seed back. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to hold E on it and hit destroy crop plot. Destroy planted crop. So if it doesn't allow you to destroy the planted crop, which it usually will, all you have to do is pick up the crop plot and place it back down. So for this instance, it's one of the items that you can't just pick up. So S Plus adds a demo gun, and it allows you to pick up or destroy almost any item in the game. Super handy. You just shoot it, boom, large crop plot added, place it back down. You can't have the gun in your hand when you do it, or else it doesn't work. And we'll place it right back down like so. Grab the fertilizer and replant it. So that's how you're going to start by getting your magical Ionescent to move on in the ranks. Another way to do it, and from my own experience, it only works with vanilla dinosaurs, so it can't be like an alpha, it can't be apex dinosaur. It has to be a vanilla Brontosaurus, Triceratops. Anything that collects berries will also collect magical Ionescent from plants around the world that you get berries from, bushes, you know, all that stuff. You will get magical Ionescent from that. Now sometimes it's faster to just attack plants to get magical Ionescent to move up to the next seed instead of growing magical Ionescent. It's also personal preference, whichever you prefer, it doesn't matter. So you'll go to magic, you go to Zweiessen, it takes 8 to make a Viressen, but to make the tier 2 seed, whoops, farming seeds tier 2, tier 2 is Zweiessen, it takes 100 magical Zweiessen, and then the rare flowers or mushrooms plant species X seed. So you're going to need 100 magical Zweiessen, so you can either keep growing the plants until you have enough to convert it into 100 magical Zweiessen, which is obviously going to take 800 magical Ionescent, or you can just collect it from plants and blah 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 until you're at this point. You can move on to this seed. So you're going to go through and you're going to keep upgrading, getting up higher until you have the magic seed, the Funfessen. This is a tier 5 seed, and this is where resource crops starts getting fun, and you're basically at the point where now you're actually going to make profit off of all your hard work. So the other thing that you can do with this magic, instead of just upgrading it until you get to Funfessen to make the higher tier plot 1 or tech plot 1 and tech plot 2, is you go to structures, farming, and you can see these plots. So it only takes the large crop plot plus 2 of that essence to make that crop plot. And these crop plots are upgrades to the previous type. They hold more water and they will grow things faster. So the way it works is, let's say I wanted a Funfessen crop plot. You have to throw in a Viressen crop plot. So it's not super easy, but you gotta make the previous tier crop plot to make the higher tier ones. Makes sense. So once you have all your crop plots down here, and you've progressed all the way through, so here's the example, right? It just grew, you got 265 and 1 seed. This is the Funfessen crop plot. These rock carrots have been in here for, I think, 3 hours, and they've only grown 6 rock carrots. So that's really not that great compared to when it first grew, when it made like 300. So once you make it to the Funfessen stage, and you want a tech plot 1, these are super handy, kind of pricey. You know, you got to find angler gel and have crystal, electronics, oil and polymer, and magical Funfessen. and obviously a Funfessen crop plot. But these are super handy because it grows all types of items. No need for water or fertilizer. You can use them indoor. You place the seed in it, and it grows, and it's fantastic. Now the only thing is you got to power it, but you can power it with an AA generator, the wireless one, or you can have a vanilla generator set up and just run wires around your base. So the way this one works, it's really fantastic. So it's this one here. You got to turn it on, obviously, and you'll throw a seed in it. And now you're thinking, well, what seeds do I want to grow? So you can either grow the Funfessen, Virescen, blah, 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 blah. But like I said, this is where resource crops gets really awesome. So you're going to go to the tier 5 seeds, or, you know, the previous tiers too. But you can look at all the different things you can make. And I'm going to show you a way to skip a lot of steps, because sometimes it sucks. So one of the things, let's say you want a kibble seed. That sounds real useful, right? But you'll need 10 Rex eggs, 3 Rex seeds, you know, rare flowers, rare mushrooms, Argentavis seeds, which means you'd have to go back through the tiers, find all the seeds, like a Rex seed. Well, for that you need 3 Chitin seeds and Tyrannosaurus arms. Like, what the hell? So you got to collect all these goddamn items. Or do you? So under Dino, you can make Pooptron. He's useful. It spawns in a tamed Phiomia. And if you don't know what that is, it's just a giant pig-like creature, and this one's green. You feed it stimberries. It craps like crazy. Super easy for getting poop, so you can make fertilizer. Or you can make Earth Boss, Air Boss, Water Boss. Now, I don't really make the Water Boss because you have to fight it in the water. It's kind of annoying, and sometimes it glitches out and falls through the world. Not very fun. But the Earth Boss and the Air Boss. This will take 1,000 Argentavis Talons, Magical Funfessen, and Pooptron. This one takes 1,000 Crystal, 1,000 Magic Funfessen, 1,000 Metal, and 1,000 Obsidian, and a Pooptron. So I've made one of each right here. And Pooptron's not that difficult. You need 10 blood packs, 2 Magical Funfessen, and 250 raw meat. If you don't know how to get the blood packs, you just go into your engrams. Oops. And you get the blood extraction syringe. You have it in your inventory, you hit E on it, and it'll make one. There's a 5-second cooldown between each time you use it. You need 10 blood packs. Super simple. So the reason these bosses are so awesome and allows you to skip steps, you don't have to go through the tiers and craft all these seeds. These will give you seeds. So I'll fly over here, just outside my base, and I'll spawn one in, and I'll show you how it works. So the water boss is the Leedsichthornis. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's the big whale. And then the air boss is called Lufreis. It is a Quetzal. And the land boss, I can't remember his name. It's Luf something. He's a Titanosaur. So you'll spawn it in. Oh, this one's the Erdreis. And you want to let it walk around for 3 seconds, really. Just in case you can one-shot it. You don't want it to... If you kill it too fast, you don't get the items. So we'll kill it here. Boom. Dead. And now you look in your inventory. So it'll give you a shoot ton of magical fertilizer, which is great because they add 5.4 billion nitrogen to crop plots. And then the other thing that's nice is you can see... I'll just type in seeds so you can see them all. Look at all these seeds. Argentavis seeds, Brontosaurus seeds, charcoal, chitin, crystal, dye, fiber, flint, gasoline. Like, you get all these seeds. You have a possibility of getting any of the seeds that are within the mod, which is fantastic. So you don't have to actually craft seeds, which would be a real pain because you obviously have to go through so many steps to make the seeds. Now the other thing it's going to give you, Tamed Boss of the Land. This is amazing for early game. And you might say, oh, you hit millions against that thing, you're destroying it. These guys don't have that much health, and they don't have that much damage. The only thing that you have to do to defeat these is have a few dinos that are pumped in health and pumped in damage, and you will win because they don't hit hard. It's just you have to drain that health. So when you spawn these guys in, just hit E. It's already tamed. They always spawn in at level 750, and they are a great early game mount. You don't need a saddle to ride them, and they're fantastic. So especially if you need an early game flyer, you spawn in the air boss. Oopsies, let me get back on my Argentavis. See, he's flying around, doesn't do too much damage to me. We'll just kill him real quick as soon as he stops sucking. Alright, so we got him. So now we got the tamed boss of the sky. We can spawn him in. Tamed, level 750. No saddle required, Quetzal. They are amazing. You buff some health, you pump melee attack. He will be a fantastic mount early game. And once again, from killing them, we got more seeds, and you get more magic fertilizer. Look at all this. Look at all of it. Now, here's the other thing, is I normally don't make any magic fertilizer. I rarely collect poop. It's not that useful for me because the way our server's set up, and it might just be our server, but resources and crops grow very quickly. So you can just throw a poop in there. It'll grow it a few times, and then you'll make it to the point where you're at the tech plots, and you won't need fertilizer or water. So that's the only reason. And there's also a dung beetle that you can craft that also gives you he picks up poop, turns it into fertilizer, and destroys any excess poop. I don't use him because, like I said, we progress so quickly through that we just don't need it. So I'll throw a seed in there. And now here's the tech plot 2. And I'm going to explain this while this is growing because this thing is it's brilliant, really. So the way this one works is it doesn't need water, it doesn't need fertilizer, but it also doesn't need seeds. And that's the crazy part. So it's kind of expensive. It's 150 black pearls, 1,000 magical fun pheasant, an artifact, a tech plot 1, but then you also need one of each bosses, being the air boss, earth boss, and water boss. So that can be a pain in the butt, but once you have tech plot 1s and you've killed a couple bosses, it's not that difficult, because you can get Argentavis seeds. They grow Argentavis talons, which is what you need for the air boss. You can get crystal seeds, you can get metal ore seeds, you can get obsidian seeds, you get magical fun pheasant seeds, and you get the black pearl seeds. So there's no problem once you've killed a boss or two to get these items. You just have to wait and let them grow in your plots, and then you'll be able to make tech plot 2s no problem. So these things are freaking amazing. I'll throw something in here and show you the way it works. Now, it doesn't work with all items. Some items don't work. I believe when you set up the server, you can choose what items do and which items don't work within the tech plot 2.0. But I know this item works, so I'll show you how it works. I'll put that in there, and I'll come back to it in just a moment. So I put an ultimate seed in here. As you can see, the ultimate seed makes artifacts. It's only been in here for, 30 seconds? And I have 16 of every artifact. These tech plot 1s are amazing. I cannot stress it enough. So I'm going to turn that one off. That one's on. So I do have an automated farm. It's not very large. So we've got this going of all different resources. There's a drop that's landed within my base. That's weird. But we'll come up here these stairs. So I've got this whole level here. I'm not even using all of these because originally when I set this up, I was doing a bunch of crafting. I needed all these ingredients, all the resources, all the things to make what I needed. But I'm not even using 90% of what I put down. So there's another 8 floors up of floors with tech plot 1s laid out that don't have anything in them because I just don't need that many. I don't know what I was thinking. I went full retard. But yeah, so the way AA works is it auto pulls it into my consoles, and it's all stored back here in my storage room. These are all tech plot 2.0s, which more or less essentially duplicate items. So these are all the seeds I have. I have the seeds in all their own vaults separate from these vaults down here, because these vaults down here are all resources, up there are the seeds. Super simple, basic, easy to set up. It just sucks having to rename all of them, really. So we've left this in here for, I don't know, about 30 seconds. And look at that, now we have 33. We started with 1. Isn't that insane? And elemental kibble is not easy to make. So being able to just duplicate it like this is absolutely nutty. So that's what's awesome with the TechPlot 2.0. And the other thing that the mod adds is this here potion table. So as you can see, I have some seeds in here. And when I first found this, I didn't even realize it was part of the mod, which is why I'm showing you, because it is fantastic. So some of the things that you can do is there's taming potions, which instantly tames any dino. It doesn't work for some because of obviously conflicting mods and whatnot, but for the most part it instantly tames any dino. The carry potion gives you 1,000 more to your weight for both you and your dino for 1100 seconds. And for some servers that won't be very useful because it's boosted, crazy weights, it doesn't matter, but keep that in mind, it is fantastic. The XP potion gives you or your dino 500 XP, which is nice. It's, you know, it is what it is. Then the instant level potion will max out the level of you or your dino. This one is fantastic. It's expensive. As you can see, Broth of Enlightenment, Rex Seeds, XP potions. Kind of expensive, but it'll max out you or your dino. Max health potion obviously heals you or your dino to full. And the quality buff potion, this is absolutely insane. So the way these work is, I'll just make 3 real quick. So the way these work is, it says it upgrades the quality of all armor and toolbar items. You also can use it in your dino's inventory to adjust the quality of the saddle, and it gives you a blueprint of the original version. What does that mean? Well, I will show you. So right now for this video, I just have common hide armor on with skins. But if I use this, boom. So it just gave me a blueprint for hide armor and all the things I have in my toolbar that can be upgraded with higher armor ratings. These are all now primal with insane armor ratings and increased stats on them. And now I can also craft them in the Smithicator that I have, the Tech Replicator, or whichever other workbenches in your server, whether you have modded server or not. Now the reason these are so handy instead of just making the base ones is not only did it upgrade them, but now you have a blueprint, and when you put it in the crafting station and build it, you'll also get your crafting skill modifier on that, which makes it even better. So I found these potions by accident, and I was absolutely psyched when I found them, because now I can make all of my items higher tier, and it wasn't too expensive. If you recall, it only cost 1 artifact, 10 Funfescent seeds, and 1,000 magical Funfescent. Now that might seem like a lot, but once you progress through resource crops, 1,000 magical Funfescent is like nothing. So that's about everything there is to resource crops. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any comments or things that I missed and you want to let me know about, leave it in the comments. Share it with anybody else who needs help with resource crops, and have a good day.